Namaste and good afternoon. More house lights, if I can see people, would be really helpful. So for me to know the pitch report, I think there are lots of us who are brand people, and there are lots of us who are retailers. Some supermarket walas, some super app walas here. So what I would like to know, and I can, according to that, I can take the stance of what I say. How many people who are brand walas in the room? Just raise your hand. And how many of you would call themselves supermarket walas or super app walas? So it's an even, Steven, nicely balanced mix. I will just make one point. I'm going to talk about the concept of Swayamvar. We understand Swayamvar, it's part of our mythology and Indian storytelling, where all the eligible suitors line up in their best avatars for the bride of the day to make her choice. Yeah. Why do I say this? I say this because, and nuances of the Swayamvar. The most powerful person in the room is the person with the Varmala, is the person, yeah, and that to us is, for the moment, is our customer. Who are the other influencers in the room? None. It's the suitors, they have no say. They just present themselves in their best avatar, and the entire power is with the customer of the day, which is the woman who is making her choice. Fundamentally, modern retail, all of us, whether we run apps or whether we run self-service stores, are actually running a monthly Swayamvar for the Indian customer. There is no intimidation, there is no influence that we exercise. We just present it with our brand people. We just present the choices of the day. And why do I call it monthly Swayamvar? Because of this theater of choice, the customer is always in a mood to choose. The customer is always looking for new things, always looking what's different this month compared to what was last month. What do the brands want? Brands intuitively don't want Swayamvar. They want Shadi. They want that the customer shouldn't look at her choices, should by habit come and buy what she bought last month and go on. What do we run? We run the platforms of Swayamvar. We run physical platforms of Swayamvar or digital platforms. So we are, in today's language, we are dating platforms. So as long as she's in a mood, as long as we keep her in a mood to choose different things, the platform runs, the platform adds value. So to translate into our everyday language, I would say, as long as there is a difference that happens in the store or during the shopping journey between what is in the list of the customer and what is in the final bill, you are being successful as a store, as a modern store, or as a platform. The day you say my role is to fulfill demand that already exists, the power will shift away from you. The day you say my job is to be the first mile of demand chain, and my job is to influence her choices, she will buy a pack that is different from what she came to buy for, and she will buy a brand that she was not aware of. She will buy an item or a category that was not on her mind. जब तक ये चलेगा, तब तक हमारा success चलेगा. Important to know this, important to make sure we make her journey interesting and her journey in this theater of choice feasible. Important for brands to know also, therefore. One thing that is a requirement in both Swayamvar or dating is that you can't take the customer for granted. You've got to be turned out well each time. And you've got to worry about the silent choice between you and the competitor in a self-service environment. So also the brands have to know that when the customer has choice of this kind, and in colloquial terms, dating is always more expensive than marriage. So this is the playground on which we play. The retailers have to keep creating the atmosphere of choice and making sure people keep choosing, people keep uptrading, people keep buying more, obviously. And the brands have to participate and gain from this monthly choice Swayamvar that we all run. As long as we both are synchronized and tangoing in this, the positive cycle of higher consumption, because the Indian consumers today, the consumers that we deal with, all of us in modern digital or physical retail, the consumer has the money. It's just that we got to get her discovery, we got to help her enjoy the act of choosing, we got to help her take home things that otherwise she would hesitate as a habit to buy, and this positive game can continue. If you say that 1 kg pack of biscuit that is sold in a supermarket, if the brand says, "Isme kya badi baat hai, this is sold by the kirana also," then you are going wrong. The same customer in the same catchment buys a 10 and 20 rupee pack. She's buying the bigger pack, she's buying more premium products because of this theater of choice that we all run. As long as both of us understand this, I think world will be a successful place. And we are here because in our own way, as brandwalas or as retailers, we have learned at least partially to play this new game. This is different from parts of general trade, which is a demand fulfillment platform, which is what I call the last mile of supply chain. We self-service formats, physical or digital, are the first mile of demand chain. Keep slowing the customer down, keep influencing her. Don't fulfill her demand just like that without making her think twice about buying things on habit. And I think this journey can continue for markets like ours, which are emerging where consumption is low, for another generation, for both of us to benefit from. That was just one thought I thought I'll share, and we can get into the discussion going forward. Thank you.